1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kawal. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has embarked on a 2-day official visit to Saudi Arabia on the invitation of Saudi Crown Prince. Asian Development Bank will provide $1.5 billion to Pakistan to mitigate the most immediate impact of recent devastating floods. Kenyan President has assured the Prime Minister that demands of justice will be fulfilled in senior journalist Arshad Sharif's case. President has called for collective efforts by the OIC member states to address Islamophobia across the world. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control and world over are celebrating 75th founding day of Azad Jammu and Kashmir today. Over 60 people have been killed in an aerial attack on a concert in Kachin state of Myanmar by its military. In the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, Bangladesh beat the Netherlands while match between South Africa and Zimbabwe ended in a draw. And now the news in details. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has left for Riyadh on a 2-day official visit to Saudi Arabia on the invitation of Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman. During his stay in Riyadh, the Prime Minister will meet the Saudi Crown Prince and discuss ways and means to strengthen multidimensional cooperation in economic sector and to further enhance brotherly relations between the two countries. Shehbaz Sharif will also attend the Saudi Future Investment Initiative Summit. Asian Development Bank will provide $1.5 billion to help Pakistan ensure social protection, promote food security, and support employment for its people amidst the devastating floods. An agreement to this effect was signed in Islamabad today in presence of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. In his remarks on the occasion, the Prime Minister said this support to Pakistan at this critical juncture will go a long way in improving our financial position, helping flood-affected people, and conceiving and building climate-resilient infrastructure for our future needs. Speaking on the occasion, Finance Minister Ishaq Dar said this is a timely assistance and support to Pakistan. He further said the estimated losses caused by the floods are around $32.4 billion. Representative of the ADB said this liquidity support will help Pakistan mitigate the most immediate impact of the calamity. In a series of tweets today, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said the present state of global economy needs new thinking and bold vision to overcome the irritants and forge new paths. He further said that there are serious concerns about the threat of global recession hitting the economies. Shehbaz Sharif said the pandemic and climate-induced disasters have already put immense strains on the developing countries. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has condemned the undue sloganeering against state institutions during a conference recently held in Lahore. In a statement today, he said the coalition government and his party are fully determined to ensure freedom of expression as per Constitution. He said the government itself provides such fora where people can openly express their differences of opinion on matters of public importance. The Prime Minister said using such fora to target state institutions, especially the armed forces of Pakistan, for political and vested interests is regrettable. He said officers and personnel of the armed forces are sacrificing their lives to protect Pakistan from internal and external threats. Assuring to uphold the fundamental right of freedom of expression, the Prime Minister said that such sloganeering by some of the participants is regrettable. He further said we should demonstrate more responsibility at public levels. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif phoned President of Kenya, William Ruto, and expressed serious concerns over the part of Pakistani people and journalist fraternity over the death of senior journalist Arshad Sharif in that country. He emphasized on impartial and transparent investigation into the incident. The Prime Minister requested the Kenyan President to complete the regulatory procedures for return of Arshad Sharif's dead body. Expressing his deep regret over the incident, the Kenyan President assured that demands of justice will be fulfilled in the case and an investigative report will be released soon. He also assured Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif that the process of the dead body's return to Pakistan will be completed at the earliest. This is Radio Pakistan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has called for collective efforts to address Islamophobia across the world through the Forum Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Talking to Pakistan's ambassador and permanent representative designate to the OIC in Jeddah, Syed Mohammad Fawad Sher in Islamabad today, the president urged the world to take notice of rising incidents of violence against minorities, especially Muslims in India. He said Indian Hindutva ideology should be discouraged worldwide. Dr. Arif Alvi hoped that all OIC nations would make a positive development towards resolution of Kashmir issue and address the plight of the people in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The president also expressed concern over Israel's violence and illegal actions against innocent Palestinians. He further said peace would remain obscure in Middle East unless the issue of Palestine is resolved. Minister for National Health Services Abdul Qadir Patel has reiterated the government's commitment to make Pakistan a polio-free country. Addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, he said polio workers and our partners played a commendable role in Pakistan's drive to eradicate polio virus from the country. The minister expressed the determination to administer every child anti-polio drops throughout the country. Pakistan has reaffirmed its strong support for sovereignty and territorial integrity of Saudi Arabia, as well as its efforts for achieving a peaceful settlement in Yemen. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Nasim Iftikhar condemned Houthis' violations of the UN Security Council resolutions and terrorist activities perpetrated against Saudi Arabia. He said Pakistan has consistently urged all parties to the conflict in Yemen to engage in peaceful and meaningful talks to end the hostilities in line with relevant UN Security Council resolutions. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control and world over are celebrating 75th founding day of Azad Jammu and Kashmir today with a renewed pledge to continue the struggle until the liberation of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and accession of the whole territory to Pakistan. The founding day is celebrated in commemoration of freedom from the Dogra regime on the 24th of October in 1947. In Muzaffarabad, the day was dawned with special prayers for freedom of brethren in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. A function was held at the parade ground. Later, special prayers were also offered for the integrity and prosperity of Pakistan and the early liberation of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. At least 60 people have been killed in an aerial attack on a concert in Kachin state of Myanmar by its military. The attacks took place while artists were performing on stage as part of the 62nd anniversary of the founding of the Kachin Independence Organization, KIO, a powerful separatist group based in the country's north. 3 Myanmar jets are reported to have been involved in the attack. The aftermath of the attack shows an awful lot of destruction. The attack left 100 people seriously injured. In the second match of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup between South Africa and Zimbabwe at Hobart today, due to rain, the second match of ICC Men's T20 World Cup between South Africa and Zimbabwe ended without any result at Hobart today due to rain. Batting first, Zimbabwe had scored 79 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 9 overs. South Africa scored 51 runs in 3 overs when rain again interrupted the play, hence the match was ended. The match had been reduced to 9 overs due to rain. Earlier in the first match today, Bangladesh beat the Netherlands by 9 runs at Hobart. Batting first, Bangladesh set the target of 145 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Netherlands were all out at 135 runs. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts, while cold in hilly areas of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain is expected at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has embarked on a 2-day official visit to Saudi Arabia on the invitation of Saudi Crown Prince. Asian Development Bank will provide $1.5 billion to Pakistan to mitigate the most immediate impact of recent devastating floods. President has called for collective efforts by the OIC member states to address Islamophobia across the world. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.